gun you got, cause you might get run over or you might get shot. Never start no static, I just get it off my chest. Never had to battle with no bulletproof vest. Take a small example, take a did it from me. Take all of your money, give it all to charity. Love is what I got, it's within my reach, and the subplot styles just.
So I know I was going to talk about what I think about coaching and online coaching and my experience with my coach, but this is the first time I've went heavy on squats in a long time, so I really want to talk about the weights themselves instead of a different topic. So here, as you guys can see, I'm doing some banded squats, and the bands, for some reason, I tied them the same way I usually tie them, but they weren't very, very tight at the bottom of the lift, and you can see them losing all the tension at the bottom of the lift, and they're wobbling around and stuff. So, you know, what I should have done is I should have wrapped the bands again around the squat rack, you know, twice, but by the time I noticed that they were so loose, there's already a lot of weight on the bar, and I was too lazy to, you know, strip all the weight down and check the bands and wrap them up again. So I left the bands how they were, and instead what I did was I added more weight, you know, plates to the bar to make up for the lack of resistance that the bands were adding. So here you go, guys. Here's 425 pounds just for a single. The highest I went today is 500 pounds plus the bands. So there's 500 pounds of straight weights plus the band tension. And you know, the bands at the top of the lift, they're probably adding like, man, I don't even know, 20 pounds? Man, that's what it feels like. It doesn't feel like much at all. But who knows? I'll talk to my coach about that because I'm still relatively new to the bands, so, you know, who knows. Nice and tight, come on. Nice and tight. And that was my boy Brendan right there. He used to play football in high school, and he's had some setbacks, you know, his injuries and playing football and stuff like that. So he's doing a really good job. He's strong as hell, considering that, you know, his life doesn't revolve around powerlifting like ours does, or mine does at least. So now here's 495 pounds. We'll just call it 500 pounds plus the band tension. So let's just say at the very top of the lift, it's like 520 pounds or something like that. I'm not even sure. And I did this weight for 3 sets of 2 reps each. And of course I have more in the tank, but that's what the program called for this day. And that first rep right there, that's probably the highest rep out of all of the sets and reps. But after that, I did a pretty good job at hitting parallel, or trying to dip below parallel. You can see it's still kind of awkward for me to hit depth. Sometimes I can hit it, sometimes I can't. It's kind of hit or miss sometimes. But that first set is usually just kind of, you know, testing the weight, still getting used to it, still building some confidence. Now here I am just kind of like wasting time. I don't even know what I'm doing. Alright, and I'm finally under the bar. And this set was probably my best set for depth-wise. Speed-wise, it was pretty good too. You know, again, I'm not going all out on these sets. I'm just doing what the program says. So I can probably get this weight for a good, man, by the looks of it, it feels like I can get it for like 6 reps in all honesty. And for me, you know, believe it or not, man, the hardest part for me is getting down into the squat. You know, once I you know, try to dip below parallel, after that the weight is going up most likely. But just dipping below parallel is hard. It's kind of like I have like a built-in squat suit. Man, it's weird. But anyways, here's my last set of 495 plus the bands, of course. And when I unracked the weight, like as soon as I unracked it, I started seeing doubles. And then as soon as I was about to go squat, by this point I'm blacked out, man. I can't even see anything. It's just like tunnel vision. Everything's blurry. And I'm just telling myself, man, if I collapse right now, I'm probably gonna fall back and this rack's not gonna catch me. But luckily I got my reps in there pretty decent. Now right on to the good mornings, arched back good mornings. So as you can see, I'm gripping the bar a little bit differently. I have a wider grip, and I'm holding the bar in a way where my wrists aren't bent back like they are in a squat. And for me personally, I can't squat like this because I can't stay as tight. But for something like good mornings where the weight isn't heavy, then that's no problem. I'll hold the weight like that any day. And you can see I took off my wrist wraps right here because it didn't hurt my wrists at all like it does with the squat. So I just figured, why even wear them? So these are just light arched back good mornings. I'm focusing on pushing my butt out, pausing at the bottom of the lift a little bit, and just really developing that arch throughout the whole entire lift. This isn't meant to be heavy weight, at least I'm not on this day. And now here's some glute and ham raises. And that's pretty much it. I did some lat work, some triceps and abs and stuff like that after all this, but that's the boring stuff, so who wants to watch that? But yeah, that's it guys. Leave some comments below with what you want to see or what you want me to talk about. Peace. Damn, look at that. It's not nighttime. Only 5 p.m. over here. Early bird catches the worm, son.